have a statement that when there's Lord, the elephant god,
Yes,
Ganesha, he is made in this thing which you are making today, this jaggery.
Yes.
So you break off a piece of that and offer it as prasad. So all that man can do is to take from nature and give to nature as prasad. And it is said, it is like a child, which buys a present for its father from the father's money and gives him a birthday gift. So there is this famous story of the guru, a young man, who wanted to become his disciple, and he went to him. The guru said, "Come to me when you have found the worst thing in this world. Then I will make you my disciple." So he went hunting, this is bad, this is worse, and 3 years. And one day he was in the toilet and he said, "Aha, this is the worst thing. Nobody will touch it, nobody will look at it, nobody will smell it, And he was about to take some, when voices came from it. He said, "Stop, what are you doing?" He said, "My guru has asked me to bring the worst thing in this world. And you are the worst thing in this world." They said, this is the worst thing in the world. My friend, last night I was apple, I was artichoke, I was minestrone. You touched me and I became like this. Now decide who is the worst thing in the world. So he went to the guru, and the guru looked at him and said, "Are you not the young man who came to me 3 years ago and wanted to be disabled?" He said, "Yes, sir, I am." He said, "I asked you to bring me the worst thing in this world." He said, "I am the worst thing." You see? Then he became disabled. This is humility. And the feeling that except yourself, you have nothing to offer. The other things they are not yours. See, even religion sanctions sacrifices. So there are cruder forms, there are what we can say more refined ways, but it's all the same. So the clean worship is where we do nothing and say, first of all, he doesn't need what I have to offer. So when people ask Babuji, "What should I give you?" he said, and they said, "What is this?" He said, "Your heart. It is tiny like this, but it is the best gift in this world." Follow? So it is a big realization in a human being to think that, and to know that this is the only thing I can give from myself. Everything else I take from creation. There is a famous hymn in one of the Vedas, where it is described, the heart, the Lord is speaking and probably he is asked, "Where are you?" He says, "There is one in you, a lotus, which is pointing downwards. Through sadhana, over years of sadhana, it turns upwards and then it opens. And there is a light inside it. That light I am."
It's a beautiful symbol.
Yes. So, when we meditate, we worship on the divine light in the heart.
We are creating an environment and circumstances for something to reveal itself.
No, by going inwards and using that light to guide our life, we slowly hand over our total control of ourselves instead of to this, to this. And then our life becomes a divine adventure because he is guiding me. This is this presence which gives light. In what this light we call light is also darkness. You see, when it is said in the Christian tradition, you have eyes but you do not see, it is wrong. I have eyes and I am trying to use it to see because of this light. But know that this light is also darkness until you can use this light to guide you. See? So being in the light of the sun, we are in darkness. When that is absent, we are in darkness. So we are in total darkness. And when will this be really opened? Through sadhana. When I allow it to take more. You see, as I explained in Europe, they asked, what is this like? It is like the pilot life in some of these water heaters in bathrooms. I got this idea in Gabi's house where I was staying for 2 days. You know, it's a pilot light.
Yeah.
When you turn the water, the other light, fires burn and the water heat. See?
Never use.
So when this turns, the total illumination comes. And that total illumination is for me now everywhere. There is no difference between light and darkness anymore. See? So as Babuji said, when somebody said, what about the Vedas? He said, what was there before the Vedas? See?
Yeah.
So the Vedas say, lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from ignorance to wisdom. Lead me from death to immortality. It shows the limitation. See? They knew a great deal, but they were still thinking of light and darkness. See? Follow? So that gave to me meaning for Babuji's statement. What was there before the Vedas? Was not God existing? See? So what was there before the Torah and the Talmud? What was there before the Bible? No? Or the Old Testament? So that is why we have to go, not to negate religion and destroy religion, but go beyond religion. Because as you said, all religions have spoken some truth. It was a limited truth, limited to a particular level of existence. You know, like we have clouds, but they exist only, say, till 10,000 meters, 20,000 meters. Beyond that, there are no clouds. After a particular time, there is no atmosphere. See? And beyond that is all vacuum. So the truth is like that. Layer by layer.
Yeah.
See?
The idea came that actually through religion or what was proposed to human beings up to now was something related with the manifestation, with the creation. And now with Sarajmal, it's as if we are now focused on the creator and not on the creation.
You see, if you see the primitives, they were nature worshippers.
Yeah.
They worshipped fire, they worshipped water, they worshipped stone, everything, thunder, lightning. They did not know that thunder and lightning were the same thing. Until science came and said, there are two different things for you, because in velocity they are different. Sound travels slower than light. So you see lightning first and hear the thunder later. So you think they are two different things. They are one thing. So, from that evolution of nature worship, when we became agriculturists, it was strengthened. Now we want to so many things. So it was a more less crude and more subtle form of nature worship. Rain god, sun god, for crops. Then we realized that there are gods, but like in Hinduism, we have many gods. We don't worship thunder, but the god who made thunder. We don't worship lightning, but the Lord who made Indra, all these things, Varuna. Then we have the grand unification into the creator, the destroyer, and the preserver. Ultimately came the unification that even these three are parts of.
Yeah.
Okay? And that is the ultimate truth. So you see how it is refined slowly over centuries of evolution, human evolution.
What was the next stage?
The next stage will be, he is not there, he is here, which we are doing. Isn't it?
Like in the movie The Prophecy.
Yes.
At the end, when you realize that number 10 is himself.
Yes.
As a human being.
So you don't say, I am God, but you say God is in me. I have divinity within me. So Babuji said, this is a way of divinization, leading to divinization. And when you read that famous statement, divine is the way and divinity is a play, it's terribly confusing first. So even divine is only a way to something which is beyond everything. Even to say it is divine is not right. Because there is nothing.
Reality, nothing.
It is indescribable. See, there is no divinity, there is no devilishness. No. And he cannot know himself because he has no mind. And if there exists a person who says, I am God, he is a liar. So God is in that infinite state of ignorance about himself, where he cannot say, I am what I am, because he cannot speak, he has no mind. He exists. So in Hinduism, we have this concept of existence, consciousness, and bliss. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Okay. So there is no life. Life is when this existence becomes trapped in a body. So this is life. When we leave this, there is no life anymore. See, it is existence, and existence is eternal. Follow?
That example you were giving, of that well, that
Yes.
you were releasing the bubbles, which were stuck there, and then merged with the rest.
From knowing nothing, we become nothing.
That ignorance.
And the passage is through knowing, through thinking, we know.
I think without certain experience, it's impossible to approach this concept of ignorance.
Yes, of course, but to get the experience, you have to participate.
Of course, of course.
If you want to know what it is like when a space shuttle is blasted off in Cape Canaveral, you have to be there. Even if you see it on the TV, it doesn't make sense. You have to be there. That means you are a participant. Okay? And when you are a participant, you are not merely an observer, you are an experiencer. And in spiritual life, when we do all what we are doing, we are no longer anything except an observer. See? And this observation does not contribute to knowledge. It is a way of, like a ladder, going up and up. They are all the same steps. But without these steps, it is not higher and lower, because if you took that and put it, this becomes the higher, that becomes the lower. No difference. Yet, they take you up. And in technology, the man has mastered this by creating the escalator.
So this is actually one step higher than Heisenberg.
Mama.
Because in Heisenberg, you are affecting reality by observation.
Yes.
Here, you are the reality.
Yes. You were speaking of physical realities.
I know, but still, conceptually.
Conceptually, here we observe the unchanging.
Exactly.
You see.
No, there is no probability anymore.
That which is eternal, it does not conform to probability or possibility. It is eternal, therefore, because it is never changing. So by changing, by looking at that, like when you climb up steps, the scene, the perspective changes.
Yes.
But the reality doesn't change, it's still the same. Especially you go up a staircase in a tower, The tourist observes without knowing what to do with it. So they take photographs and they don't know what that is. So they go away as ignorant as they came. You sit in one place and meditate, you observe yourself, and through that you observe everything. I don't need to see to know. See? And this you find in Babaji's life. He put on his glasses, looked at the pyramids and said, let us go. I said, we have to go there. 8 kilometers more. He said, I have seen. I said, why did you come all this way to see them? He said, when I go back, my granddaughter will ask me, what did you see? So I must tell her I saw the pyramids.
Yeah.
Not for himself. So this is another truth of spirituality. We observe and grow and see what we see, to tell others about it. See. So I tell prefects, we are not in this for our personal development. Our personal development is given to us only so that we can help others to develop. See. The mother who cooks, and after feeding the family, if there is nothing left, she goes hungry till the next meal. She doesn't take out something first for herself and distribute the rest to the family. But suppose you open the kaleidoscope. What is inside? Colored greens, isn't it? And mirrors.
Yeah.
These colored greens are reflected, in this.
Yeah.
And it produces the beautiful multiplicity that can go on forever and ever. In philosophy, we say the 5 bhutas, as we say, the 5 elements of nature. There are only 5 elements of nature. They create everything you see. Whether it is fish, whether it is flesh, whether it is whatever. Yeah. Isn't it? Now comes science and says genes. Everything has from the same pool a selection of genes. Whether it is a fish or a tree or, And then science goes further and says there are only 4 elements which compose everything. Guanine, cytosine, thymine, and iosine something. Adenine. 4 things. I've always wondered what is beyond these 4 things. There must be one thing which creates these 4 things, see.
Yeah.
Like one God and 3 manifestations as creator, destroyer, and preserver. No?
Yeah.
So, the one level is good. But we have to go to the next level and find the same experience refined, like I gave you the tower, Reality never changes. We perceive it as different from our level. The scene never changes from the premier etage, I see something. From the 12th etage, I see something, like you go up the Tour Eiffel, and you see what you can see from Montmartre, isn't it? And the church there.
Sacré-Cœur.
Sacré-Cœur. But from ground you cannot see. So by elevating, using this as a parable, the more you elevate yourself, the more you see. And then you see the sameness of it all. You say, well, it's the same thing I'm seeing from a different point. No. So what is it that I changed? I have changed. So the secret to change myself, to see the world as a different thing, and not try to change the world like politicians do, Alexander did, so many people did.
So me as an observer are changing.
Yes.
It's changing.
And as we progress, we see the same reality in different ways. There's no change. Because that is unchangeable, immutable, eternal. So when we progress and progress and progress and see, this is reality. I have had it in me all along. Okay. Then comes a sort of transformation. No more search.
But actually you have to stop being the observer and start being the experiencer to do this life.
No, up to a stage, the experiencer, that's what he has been talking about, his experiences. But what is the experience? The experiences of seeing.
Correct.
If I had no eye, I wouldn't see. There is nothing wonderful,
Yeah, there's an observer,
Yes.
there's a mechanic which is the mind, it's a
So
tool,
I see.
and there is something which can be
So
used
if I
to
close my
create.
eyes, now what do I see? The reality which cannot be seen with open eyes. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Suppose you tell this to a child and you say, look at the pyramids with closed eyes. He will say, uncle, what is this funny thing you are saying? How can you see with closed eyes? So from that to go to a level where you can see with eyes closed is a big evolution. Even adults are not able to say it. See? So it takes a different approach. Now science goes outward, more and more. They are able to see the moon, then they are able to see the sun, then they are able to see Pluto and Neptune and Jupiter, and then they are able to go outside our solar system. Isn't it?
Yeah.
But it is all, deeper and deeper into what exists. Nothing more. Like you see Sacré-Cœur, if you had a bigger tower than Tour Eiffel, you will see something more. But the higher you go up, everything here becomes, there's that beautiful thing about, one tenth, or 10 to the power.
Seeing the universe.
Yes. When you multiply by 10, power of 10, and you see the solar system or something like that, then multiply that by the power of 10, and the solar system has become a point. Multiply that by the power of 10, there's no solar system or point. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it in Kino Panorama,
Yes. No, this is available in the computer. So, and then they go into a microscope and go 1/10 power, and then they see the beauty of what is the water, fresh water, clean water, nothing in it. Isn't it? If you hold up a clear, beautiful glass of water in a crystal glass, what do you see? You see sparkling lights like a diamond. What is in the water? There is nothing. Look through a microscope. And multiply the power of that microscope. Okay. Like they are doing in CERN. Multiply the collision,
Yeah.
Mm.
But this intelligence in the cells, for example, when there is fecundation, and then there is a child which is able to be produced, and then how the cells, they divide to create something, and each one with its own program, because this is going to create an organ, this organ, this, and that. That intelligence, that I don't know how to call it, but pre-program, that cell is going to divide now and create.
When the human cell, the egg is fertilized, there is only one cell. No.
Yeah.
It is like the amoeba which goes on dividing purposelessly. So unicellular organism, it divides, it reproduces by division. What does it do? It produces more amoebas, nothing else. Here the single cell is able to multiply, and it becomes the eye, it becomes the nose, it becomes the skin, it becomes the brain.
This is fascinating.
That is so
It's
life,
amazing.
the creation of life from the level of the amoeba, where it only divides to make itself, to the science of today, cell dynamics, how cellular organisms work, how they have their own intelligence, Isn't it? I asked Babaji once whether this life cell, because according to Sajbal, there's a life cell, which when it goes, will die. I said, is it perhaps this life cell that is the first cell which was fertilized by the sperm? He said, you find out. He never gave me an answer. He was a very, tricky fellow.
What did you find out?
Huh?
What did you find out?
I don't know yet.
Your intuition was the answer.
You're also tricky.
Hmm?
You're also tricky. You don't want to tell us.
Hmm.
No? Okay.
In a sense, you have this monkey.
Yeah.
It says, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. I would say, don't tell about the truth. No, don't allow others to hear about the truth. Don't speak about the truth. Let them find it out. Show them the way. That is why in Sajbal you are called the one who shows the way. He may follow you on the way, but only to show you the way. You have to do, you have to walk. Like a mountain guide, he shows you the way of the mountain. You have to walk behind him. Tie the rope when necessary, untie it when necessary, put on oxygen when necessary. He is a simple man, like the Gurkhas.
Yeah.
But he is the guide.
Is it an attitude from the guide which is allowing the person to exerce its free will? As an ethic attitude between the guide and somebody who is interested. That he exerces free will, and if he really wants it, he has to come by itself.
You see, it is a temporary surrender of your free will to be guided by his intelligence and his will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here it is, in spirituality, is a permanent surrender. Permanent surrender. Because we are not just climbing up the Everest, we are going millions of times beyond. You follow?
Quelle aventure! Quelle aventure!
That is the beauty of the spiritual adventure, That's why I say, if you are deeply involved in the spiritual life, there is nothing more fascinating outside. And the secret of how things drop off, when you do meditation, truly and with sincerity and regularity, everything drops off. Temptations drop off, habits drop off. How do they drop off?
The interest is focused on something.
No, because this is so absorbing.
Yeah.
Like when you are hearing your favorite music, you don't hear the other sounds. Of course, you say, I'm concentrating, but that's not the truth. Are you concentrating or the music concentrating you? Isn't it? So, for the music lover, that concentrates you. You are not concentrating. It makes you absorbed in itself. For the nature lover, nature absorbs. For the God lover, he absorbs. Divine absorbs. That's all the difference. So from the human to the divine, what is the change? Nothing. It's a question of what I permit myself to be absorbed by. Totally. Here it is momentary, here is eternal. See? You follow? So when you are sitting in meditation and you go deep, you say, I was absorbed. You understand? So spiritual adventure is the most fascinating. Therefore, you are not attracted by anything else. You don't say, I have overcome temptation. Temptations don't exist. What is a woman? What is a bottle? What is money, What was fascinating once before you started spirituality and which you ran after, have no more hold on you.